Welcome back. Chicagoland Speedway returning to its rightful place on American Stock Car Racing's calendar and to SRN's calendar tonight. High speeds, high banks, plenty of space to race as we bring you round 3 of 12 in the Speed Racing Network's Steel Graphic and Design Series 8th season. Live from virtual Joliet, Illinois on the iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations platform. Good evening, everyone. I am Emerson Arden, joined in the virtual booth this evening by Cody. And we are glad to be bringing you live coverage. We are thrilled to be bringing you flag-to-flag coverage of tonight's race from this amazing intermediate track. And last time out at Iowa, it was Max Service who emerged from all the pit strategy chaos in the first half to dominate the second half of last week's race. Tonight we will have our first intermediate track on the season, and we'll look to see who the mainstays will be atop the pylon this season with the test at Chicagoland tonight. Buckle up, it's time to go racing here from the virtual Chicagoland Speedway. And I'm going to welcome you guys in here to the beautiful Chicagoland Speedway here on the iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations platform. And we're going to get going here with our starting lineup. And so here we go with the starting lineup. It'll be up on your display. Bo Brady with the pole tonight here from Chicagoland. It'll be Ben Park starting outside row 1. Connor Cunningham starts 3rd. Max Service, last week's winner, will start 4th. Row 3 will be Kyle Johnson. Andrew Harris will start 6th. Daniel Baldler will start 7th. Joe Ruggles starts 8th. Lane Doyle, P9, and Jason Green rounds out the top 10. Going on down, Robert Richardson will start 11th. Troy Techmeyer 12th. Row 7 is David Davis, the Daytona race winner, in 13th. Dan Park will start in 14th. So it's our 14 driver grid here this evening from the Chicagoland Speedway. And so we're getting ready to get this racing action going tonight here from the Chicagoland Speedway. So glad for all of you to be joining us tonight, this evening here. And Cody, you got a quick check in here. Any last thoughts before we go green tonight? No problem. Cody tonight is dealing with some technical difficulties, so we'll see if Cody will be joining us throughout the event tonight here from Chicagoland. But nonetheless, we are getting ready to go racing here from the Chicagoland Speedway. It's going to be a great night tonight. I want to shout out all of our partners here at SRN, including Steel Graphic and Designs, Premier Racing Setups, Admin Box, Thermo Pro, and Zozo's Miniatures, as the field works their way off of turn number 4. The iRacing.com safety vehicle will find its safety down the pit lane. The field is in the hands of Bo Brady, and we have added another lap. And so we're going to go around again, and we will see then what will happen going forward here. So we have another pace lap here. We'll give you another try. Cody, you got me? All right, so Cody is still working on getting his equipment ready to go. We'll take a look at the weather coming into tonight's race, and how about it? There is the current temperature of 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius. Looking at 13-mile-per-hour winds coming out of the northeast. That's going to affect those cars a little bit, especially with this curve to back straightaway. Partly cloudy and the humidity 93 degrees. Or sorry, 93% tonight. And so that's a look at our weather here at Chicagoland. So 125 laps is our race length tonight, and we're getting ready to go at it again. So let's try this again. Maybe we'll get the race start this time. And so here we go, as the iRacing.com safety vehicle will make that hard left-hand turn into the safety of pit lane, and we are still not going, and so waiting some direction here, as we are not sure what's going on with this race. But we are now under the 3rd pace lap here from the Chicagoland. This is not normal, so these drivers continue to circulate under the safety car. The green flag has not flown yet. So we have not started this race. So we are unsure as to why this is going on. It says we're on lap 3. We are not on lap 3. We are still waiting for the green flag of tonight's race. And working our third formation lap now here from the Chicagoland Speedway. We shall see if this is solved going forward here with this time around. Once again, huge shout out to all of our partners here at Speed Racing Network. Check out our social media pages. Our Facebook page at facebook.com/Speed Racing Network, /Speed Racing Network. Our X page at Speed Racing Net. Our Instagram at Speed Racing Network. Our LinkedIn at linkedin.com/company/Speed Racing Network. Of course, you're watching on YouTube tonight, youtube.com/Speed Racing Network. Why don't you go ahead and drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, check out the perks you can get from the Speed Racing Network Premium membership, and check out all the cool things waiting for you at speedracingnetwork.com. So we are now under a 4th formation lap here from the Chicagoland Speedway. So not entirely sure what is going on, but we still have yet to start today's race. It says we're on lap 4 of 125. I don't believe we are counting laps right now, so we are still behind the pace car. This race has yet to start, and just kind of waiting to see what is going to be the play going forward here. So we are playing the waiting game. Bo Brady is the pole sitter for tonight's race. It's Ben Park to his outside, Connor Cunningham in 3rd, Max Service then in 4th. We have Kyle Johnson in 5th, Andrew Harris to start 6th, Daniel Baldler then in 7th, Joe Ruggles 8th, Lane Doyle 9th, Jason Green 10th, Robert Richardson in 11th, Troy Techmeyer 12th, David Davis 13th, Dan Park 14th. So that is what we are working with tonight for the start of this race. We'll try it again now out of turn number 4. Maybe the 4th time is a charm. Safety vehicle to make that hard left-hand turn into the safety of pit lane. We're going racing here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Green flag is in the air. Racing from Chicagoland. One full racing lap complete, and Ben Park coming down the pit lane. I believe this is a pass through for the 17. So Ben Park heading to pit lane, wondering if this is from the initial start of this race, especially because he might have been caught off guard from that initial start. So does Ben Park heading down the pit lane. Bo Brady continues to lead this race now. He has Andrew Harris hot in pursuit in that 87 machine. Cody, how we doing? Looks like we're still looking to get Cody to join us tonight, but Bo Brady, he is not waiting any longer. The race has commenced. He is off and away. 3 laps now, or I'm sorry, we're on the 3rd lap of 125 tonight here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Bo Brady holding steady out in front. So here we go, looking at what's going on here. This is Richardson, sat in the 5th position. He's up 5 spots from where he started. Very aggressive start today for that 5 machine, up into the 6th position now, under attack from Connor Cunningham. This is going to be interesting as Cunningham now looks down to the inside of the 5 machine. So Cunningham now wrapping the bottom, now trying to see if he can clear up in front of this 5 machine, and he does just that. Also behind is the 55 of Jason Green battling the 47 of Lane Doyle, and so they go at it side by side here. Now Green trying to get up to that rear end of the 5 machine now, and kind of boxed in Green is. So now Green looks to see where he will make his next move going forward, but he still races the 47 of Lane Doyle. That's mainly where his sights are set. And now the 5 of Robert Richardson drops to the bottom of the track. That's going to allow Jason Green to gas up to the center of the corner, pull up alongside the 5 machine. And so here we go now, heads up racing down the back straightaway. Also, Connor Cunningham dropping down low of Daniel Butler here for the 5th position. So double wide all the way back. Looks like Green has gotten around the 5 machine of Richardson. And so now, side by side, for that 5th position is Connor Cunningham and Daniel Butler. They'll go nose, side by side into turn 1, nose to tail to 6 into 55. Green drops down from behind the 6th machine of Butler. They'll be side by side down the back straightaway. Cunningham now cleared to 5th, and Butler and Green will duel it out for that 6th position. Now, the 5 of Robert Richardson losing some ground now as the 11 of David Davis, the Daytona race winner, inserts himself into the mix into P8, now looking forward as well.
I'm back, and I've noticed there's a lot of passing going on, and that's a really good thing to see.
100%. There's also a lot of racing going on. It's getting tight for that top spot, Cody. Andrew Harris has chased down Bo Brady. We'll see now if Harris can set up the overtake here, but Brady, lap 7 of 125, looking to see if he can hang on to the early lead.
Yeah, if he can use the air correctly, he will definitely be able to hold him off. But at the same time, if you fall too closely in these cars, it takes the air off the leader. So when the leader gets the air taken off, it's usually easier to pass the leader at that point.
Who ride on board with the 17, excuse me, the 8 of Bo Brady, looking back at the 87 of Andrew Harris. So big run here from Harris, looking to see if he can find his way past. And he'll sit in the wake of the 8 machine. Maybe this is him biding his time, not looking to make anything drastic now. You don't want to really put any extra wear on those tires. So right now, maybe Harris just biding his time, filling up the rear view mirror of the 8 machine, and looking to see if he'll find an opportunity later as the tires wear later on into this event. So now, coming back to the Chicagoland Speedway, Cody, this surface is old and abrasive. This track first opened in 2001 and has not been repaved since. So we're talking 24 years of abrasive surface on this racetrack, and these tires will definitely feel it. You'll hear from these drivers all night long about how they are losing grip and losing it quick. Heard from practice, about 10 to 12 laps is already about a second off, and you can see it in the lap times actually. Andrew Harris is a second off from his fastest lap of the day, and we are only on lap 11 of 125.
Right, and it's based like what you're saying, and I agree with you. It's going to fall off even more as the race goes on, and when the tires wear out, you're going to see the true people who were saved and who didn't save, because the ones that didn't, they'll fall really far back.
Absolutely. So on board with the 87 of Andrew Harris as he looks to try to find his way around the 8 of Bo Brady, working lap 12 of 125. This is also allowing third place Max Service and the rest of the company to close that gap to the top 2. So Brady maybe not able to hold that pace for long because everyone else is quickly coming.
Yeah, they're going to keep coming, and I think Harris is having a hard time passing the 8. So I mean, if he can possibly take it to the outside, it might work. But at the same time, if that would use up his tires as well.
So Bo Brady in the 8 machine, he has currently led all 12 laps to this point today here from the Chicagoland Speedway. And Andrew Harris looking to find his way past. And so how much longer can Bo Brady hang out in front of this field? The field quickly trying to line up behind that 8 machine. The top 3 have. Here comes the next 3. It's Brady leading from Harris, Service, Johnson, Cunningham, Green, Baldler, Davis, Doyle, Dan Park, Richardson, Techmeyer, Ruggles, and Ben Park. Now, Ben Park, of course, had that pass-through to start today's race. And so Ben Park already trying to close that gap But here we go. Max Service closes to the rear end of the 87, and he looks now to battle for second. Something amiss with Brady as well. Brady down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Harris maybe actually trying to go up high and find some steam up there. Can he do it now? Big run now for the 87. He drops down low, trying to take the lead away from V8.
Almost contact there too, and the fact that the 8's still holding on the outside this is a great battle.
Here we go, side by side. You're right, great battle indeed. Harris will have to try it again, as he was under attack from Max Service. So I think Harris was biding his time, trying to save some tire. But now that he has some company from behind, Harris decided to up the ante and try to find a way around the 8 machine. So he looks now to the outside of the 8, trying to get there. The 8 closes the door. Brady now holding on in front of that 87 machine. For how much longer can Harris bide his time with the 8 machine before Service gets into the mix? Now Harris turns that nose down to the inside of the 8. They'll be side by side going into turn 3.
What a great battle for the lead.
Absolutely.
He's holding on the outside there. He just kept him down there, and he's using the high side as an advantage right now for not letting him by.
Bo Brady still has led every lap to this point tonight, but he has got a hungry crowd of drivers behind. Bo Brady, how much longer can he hang on to this race lead? Everyone is lined up behind him. The 87 of Harris, the 81 of Service, the 88 of Johnson, the 51 of Green, and the 78 of Cunningham, all within 1 second of each other as we work lap 17 of 125.
It's a great battle from first to 7th. Like, these guys are all gonna figure this out at some point, and
look at Harris.
Andrew Harris on the outside.
Oh, he got the wall.
Hits the wall.
I liked the move, but he wasn't able to make it stick. Now, big run on the 8. Can he do something with it? He's gonna go up high again. Harris trying to make it work. Service puts his nose in there. Harris around the outside, trying to get to the stripe. And I don't think Harris, maybe he did get that lap. We can actually see, did they credit him with that lap? Harris, they gave him that lap. So Harris is now taking the lead away officially at the stripe from the 8 machine. Can he do so? Now he does. Now Service under attack from Johnson in this battle for 3rd. So Service now in the 81, he clears past back in front of the 88. How long will it take for Service to find a way past Brady before Kyle Johnson inserts himself into that battle for that 3rd position? He has already inserted himself. Now they'll be side by side behind the 8 machine for 2nd. So Service now rolling the top side. Big run 81 as he gets to the outside of Brady, and he will make his mark there in that battle for 2nd. So Service now trying to draft up to the 87 of Harris, and they'll go at it here into turns 3 and 4. Out of 4, Andrew Harris leads. Big run here for Max Service. He'll try to go for the race lead now. A dive down to the inside, shortcutting that front straightaway. Here comes the 88 of Kyle Johnson. Johnson clears Brady. Service and Harris duel it out into turns 1 and 2.
What a great
Andrew
battle.
Harris.
They're just pulling it off.
Absolutely. Harris clears Service there, so he'll fend off any attack from there. And Cody, what do you make of all this racing? You know, we're kind of now into the midst of this tire run. So these drivers, they're not playing it conservative by any means. They are laying it out there for track position. So they're telling us track position means more than tires, despite tires being very much a premium here at Chicagoland.
Yeah, it's just saying that position matters, and like you can't just want to lay back, and a lot of these guys are not laying back. So we're going to see how it plays out when it gets to lap 30 something, because most of these guys are going to need fresh tires at some point.
So Bo Brady now the pole sitter of today's race, and the man who led how many laps from the start of this race? He led 17 consecutive laps before giving up the race lead tonight. And so now he finds himself in that 5th position. Connor Cunningham was on the aggressive, trying to find a way past the 8 of Brady. And so now the top 2, Harris and Service, as we look to see who will, emerge as the driver to beat here. So Service really did not look like the guy that was going to win last week at Iowa up until the halfway point. Max Service kind of came out of nowhere via the pit strategy and just had the right tire strategy to end up kind of winning it on the one stop. We were unsure if the two stop was going to be quick enough, and Connor did try the two stop, but it was Max who prevailed on the one stop and a perfectly timed one stop at that. Battle here. This is Jason Green trying to hang on. He gets past the 88 of Kyle Johnson, so that's huge. Move Jason Green to that third position. And Cunningham trying to find a way past Brady. Doyle has worked his way forward now. Doyle working on Baldler. So everyone's kind of found their little couplets here as we are working lap 25 of 125 from the Chicagoland Speedway. Big run here for Lane Doyle. Doyle working his way down to the outside. This is Baldler. If he can get out there, he'll have a go at him. He's not close enough yet to do something about it. But man, is he trying. He's closing that gap now. But Doyle is going to be calculated. Doyle is not going to take an unnecessary risk to get around anybody. So Doyle now trying to paint that white line. The fact that he's able to get down there 26 laps in tells me that Doyle has really taken care of his equipment. Doyle's not able to make anything of it. Connor Cunningham now, big dive on the 8 of Bo Brady. And the top 3 are also getting all scrunched up. Here comes Jason Green into the mix of the top 3. It's Harris leading from Service and Green, the top 3. Johnson and Brady, the 4th and 5th position cars. Lap 27 to 125 here from Chicagoland.
They're now starting to single file. And, oh, no, never mind. They're getting ready to pass for second here. 55. Just trying to get by.
Yeah, that's Jason Green. He's been picking them off one at a time. And Green looks like he's had his fair share of conserving his equipment. He is up 8 spots from where he started. And even Max Service, who we thought was the one to really tire save last week, it is Jason Green now emerging to the occasion. Kyle Johnson now to the outside of the 81, the lone Canadian in our field in Max Service. And here comes Connor Cunningham trying to work his way into the top 4 as well.
You never count out Connor Cunningham in any race that he's in. He's a really good competitor, and when you see him coming, he's going to be up there.
Well, there's a reason why he took the crown in the Summer Series, Cody, that you were privy to being a spectator and a part of the team with that. What was it that set Connor apart from the others, and what can we see Connor maybe transition from the ARCA car to the B car? How this will go through for the season. We are already on week 3 of 12, but still plenty of time.
Yeah, he races very calm, and he just picks spots to pass. He doesn't try and overdrive, and he just comes like from the back. He doesn't. Basically, he just wants to race clean, and he just watches what people do, and then he just passes them with ease when he figures out their weakness.
There you go. That is how Connor Cunningham gets it done. On board with the 87 of Andrew Harris again. This is looking back at Jason Green. Out Cunningham working his way up past the 88 of Kyle Johnson into turns 1 and 2. Johnson trying to wrap that bottom. And he does. He stays to the outside of the 78. Connor has to jump out of the throttle. So Kyle Johnson holds third for now. Connor not going away quietly. Connor's going to drive it down into turn 3. He'll bounce it off the white line as well. And hang tight as the top 5 still nose to tail. Top 6 counting with Brady. Still nose to tail here from Chicagoland Speedway. It's Andrew Harris still leading from Jason Green, Kyle Johnson, Connor Cunningham, Max Service, Bo Brady, the top 6. Still in the field, Baldler in 7th, Doyle in 8th, David Davis 9th, Dan Park in 10th, Troy Techmeyer in 11th, Joe Ruggles 12th, Robert Richardson 13th. And there's a battle there, actually, between Ruggles and Richardson. So this is for the 12th position. So trying to wrap that bottom is the 5, but Rugby from the 96 not able to do much with that.
No, he's got the line up top so well done that the 5 can't get around him there.
Brady now on service. So Max Service thought he had the magic wand, and well, he did have the magic tire saving at Iowa, but now battle for second. Green and Johnson going at it. The 55 and the 88 will do battle on the front straightaway. Up the track, the 88 of Johnson goes. Kyle Johnson jumps out of the throttle. Here comes the 78 of Cunningham. Now contact.
Oh.
The 88 and the 78 get together. The 78 gets the wall. The 88 gets sideways. And here comes Bo Brady.
It's more impressive they kept it together and didn't get any caution or anything from that. So that was really good on their part.
Absolutely. And so here comes Brady now, trying to find his way past the 78 of Cunningham. And look at the crossover here. Brady drops from the top side, down low off the 78. He'll be setting himself up to head into turns 3 and 4 with the nose ahead into P4. Here comes the pole sitter back from the dead, if you will, trying to work his way back forward and back into contention before we even had that first pit stop. Now battle now up front. Green and Harris dueling into turn 1. Green down low. Harris up high. Harris pinning the 55 down.
Almost
Woo!
Contact there.
That was certainly close.
Love good hard battles. This is amazing racing going on.
We'll see now working lap 37 of 125. Green trying to find his way around the 87 of Andrew Harris.
And the field is closing back up to them too.
Yes, everyone is coming back together after all that. Service and Brady nearly come together there. Wow, that was close.
Very good hard battles everywhere.
Absolutely. We work now. Andrew Harris still holding station out in front. Now Harris has, I believe, led the most laps of today's race. He has now led 20 in that 87 machine. Of the 37 laps complete, Harris has led 20 and Brady 17. Who will be the third driver to lead a lap tonight? Cunningham nearly pounds the wall down. He jumps out of the throttle to avoid it. And Harris does pound the wall down.
I feel like these guys are starting to get tight right now. So some of these guys are going to get really tight and they're going to just keep having to lift more, or if they're going to hit that wall.
Absolutely. And so looking here at Cunningham trying to work his way forward. That 78 machine, Cunningham has been biding his time and trying to get himself into the mix of tonight's race. Working lap 40 of 125. And so we're coming up to the 2-stop mark here, Cody. In a couple laps, it will be beneficial if you're working the 2-stop strategy. Here comes Cunningham as Green jumps up the track. Cunningham now trying to drop down low in a big send from the 78. He'll get alongside the 87 as well. Oh, contact gets the 87. Everyone's
and
gonna
he keeps
check
it straight.
up. They're all gonna save it. Jason Green escapes with the race lead. Like a bandit, Green jumps out in front.
And if I were him, I would just keep throttling it down because I would not want to get anyone close to him.
Wow.
This changes things.
So Green from 10th on the grid. Now your race leader, and now has officially gotten himself a second lap lead tonight. But Jason Green is on one now. Tries to escape the rest of the field. Here comes Max Service on Kyle Johnson. Johnson in the wall. He collects service. The 88's going around. Kyle Johnson spins down to that straightaway grass.
Definitely going to be a caution right now.
Back onto the racing surface. Now it will be the yellow. Oh my goodness.
That was a hard hit. That was unfortunate.
Oh my goodness. That was massive. We saw it mostly unfold live. Get another look at it. It pounds the wall down, gets the 81, and then it's spinning, and he's throttled down now. There's not really any chance to save it, just kind of letting it ride back up the track. Throttles up the track to get a yellow, and the 5 just nowhere to go.
Yeah, that was painful.
You can see the smoke come out of the tires of the 88 there as he throttles back onto the track, and just nowhere for the 5, Robert Richardson, to go. And right on board with the 5 machine as well. So, looking at it here, still green, now back up the track. There's the smoke of throttling up. And
nowhere to go at all.
that is just unfortunate.
Definitely can say that 5 is definitely not coming back this race.
Neither of them are. I mean, they both took head-on hits. That was
yeah,
that was
neither.
Huge. My goodness. See there, the 88 pounds the wall down. And, then
And once you hit the grass.
So right here. Here you can see the rear tires kind of spinning. No, I don't know if he throttled up actually, but see the smoke right as he caught the contact patch of the asphalt. And I mean, just a big hit there.
Yeah. And the 5 comes back and hits him again.
Yeah. I have to get one more look
Yeah.
at it actually. See if I can put some right to this. To hear maybe what happened. Get on board the 88. Tries to save it. I would too there, maybe throttle up, and now as it slides. You know what, he did not. So I'll admit I was wrong there. He did not throttle back up onto the track. But certainly did roll up the track and right into the way of the 5, and that is quite unfortunate.
It is, but once you hit that grass, you're at the mercy of the grass because it just sends you wherever it wants to send you.
Certainly does. In the field, up here, we work our first caution period of the day here from the Chicagoland Speedway. The lights are still on. No, the lights are out atop the safety vehicle. So, we'll reset it for you. It's Jason Green leading, Max Service, Bo Brady, Andrew Harris. Dan Park finds himself into the top 5. Daniel Baldler in 6th. Connor Cunningham in 7th. And you work your way back. It is Daniel Baldler in 8th. Troy Techmeyer Then in, oh, excuse me, it is the 11 of David Davis in 8th, Troy Techmeyer 9th, Joe Ruggles. There's what? It'll be Ben Park in 10th, Joe Ruggles 11th, Lane Doyle 12th. Kyle Johnson and Robert Richardson have both extensive repairs being made to their cars. So we'll see here as the iRacing.com safety vehicle will find its safety down the pit lane with this hard left-hand turn off the racing surface. There we go. The 55 of Jason Green is going to lead us back to green here from Chicagoland.
What a great start, too.
Saw Green, he kind of pounded the wall down there as he's now out in front of Bo Brady's second. Harris now trying to find his way past the 8 machine. We'll see if he does it a lot quicker this time as opposed to the last. So Andrew Harris and Brady, they come together now. P2. And they're still side by side as they head down the back straightaway.
Harris has him definitely beaten that corner.
Andrew Harris does get clear of the 8 of Bo Brady, and it is all jostling for position back here as Connor Cunningham heads Max Service in the battle for 6th. Troy Techmeyer welcome into the 8th position here as he works to the outside of the 81. If he can get there, put the power down, he might have a say. He did get there. Service gives way nonetheless. Dan Park under attack from Connor Cunningham, and fastest lap of the day set by the race leader of Jason Green.
Also from the summer series.
Techmeyer pounds the wall down, and that's the second time Max Service has taken the car to the right side door. 3 wide now. Service is going to back out, and it's Doyle now who emerges as the winner of that into P7. The 47 of Lane Doyle goes. Ben Park, Max Service back here. Actually, Service maybe still going backwards. 11 of David Davis trying to make something happen from the 11th position. Service not able to clear yet, so Service will contend with the 11 for P10 and closes the door there. And now Dan Park under attack. Lane Doyle makes easy work at a 7. It's a Lane Doyle up to P6. Now Dan Park under attack from Troy Techmeyer. They duel it out here for 7th. Techmeyer inside, leverage, and now the Park brothers will duel it out for 8th. And Ben trying to recover some of that lost time from the lap 1 pass-through penalty for the 17 machine. He now looks to the inside of the 32 of Techmeyer now. And so they'll go at it side by side into turns 1 and 2. And so Ben Park now trying to get up there, and he does not. So Techmeyer holds station up on the high side in this battle for 7th. That's going on behind the 47 of Lane Doyle. Ben, a big drive, entering the corner there. Ben clears up in front of the 32.
In the summer league, when I was helping announce and everything, Ben Park was always up in the back, and he'd always make it to the front, but always something would happen to him, unfortunately, like a crash or something. So let's hope he has a good night tonight.
Looking now at Ben Park working his way up on the 47 of Lane Doyle, and Connor Cunningham making the pass on Bo Brady. So Cunningham up to 3rd, and Ben Park on the outside of Lane Doyle. Ben is gonna get that spot for now. Well, no, they're still side by side, but Ben trying to use that momentum on the outside, maybe have a say at the 6. A Butler big run for the 17, and Park a little sideways, or actually a drop down to the inside of the 6 machine is Ben now. And Ben will send it into turns 3 and 4. So Ben Park up to position number 5 here at Chicagoland. Can he hold it Big run now, Baldler, as they'll go side by side down the front straightaway.
What a great battle these two are having.
So Ben using that third lane to get around the 6 machine, and he does. He'll have the run down the back as well, so Ben will hold station now into P5. Baldler back to 6. Doyle and Techmeyer will now duel for 7th. And a battle now as David Davis and Dan Park will look to see who will be in P10. So Jason Green, your race leader, and still leads here at the Chicagoland Speedway. He is now tied the amount of laps Bo Brady has led tonight and is a couple laps away from surpassing Andrew Harris in laps led tonight. Andrew Harris there in P2 in that 87 machine. Connor Cunningham in 3rd. He's doing today. He started 3rd. He's currently 3rd. Corvette 78 machine of Connor Cunningham. Bo Brady holds center right now in P4. And there's the battle now between Baldler and Ben Park. That one won't go away. Baldler wrapping the white line as he closes up to the 8 of Bo Brady. Baldler can't close up. Park is there. Here we go. 3 cars under a blanket as they barrel down towards turn 3. Brady now maybe getting split. Park thinks better of it. Baldler wrapping the bottom. Park now tries to turn down off the top lane. Big run also. Lane Doyle trying to insert himself into the mix. The battle for 4th won't go away. Baldler now trying to get anything he can down on the bottom. Brady holding tough on the outside. They nearly come together off of turn number 2. So Bo Brady holds station in that 8 machine.
I like how Ben Park is just trying to attack right now.
All of these guys are trying to attack right now. Baldler, Park, and Doyle have all been going forward. Battle now, Dan Park and Max Service, the Park Brothers teammates. Swap spots there, and in the 9th position goes the 7 of Dan Park. So coming up to the halfway point of tonight's race. We still have yet to see the green flag pit stop tonight, as we had the caution that came out that kind of reset everything. So I would imagine it's a 1 stop from there to the end. And so if you're a driver here, Cody, are you splitting it just down the middle? Are you basing it off, you know, the times you're running, or what your track position is? You know, what's the game plan? But with the 1 stop now, should it go green to the end, that everyone has to make here, as David Davis and Max Service build out. Service going back to the 11th position. I have to wonder if there's any damage to the 81.
He's had a lot of damage to the right side, so I don't think he's gonna. I think he has to get that fixed. Now, if I were to be in the back, I definitely want to maybe pit early, a few laps earlier than the leaders. I would like to see if I can maybe gain some time from that early pit stop. And if I'm the leader, I would like to see myself go from where I am now just to run it out of fuel, or very close to it, and then that way you have really fresh tires for the end of the race.
Absolutely, I like all those outlooks here. And we got a run here. This is Lane Doyle and Ben Park. This is for the 6th position. Doyle wrapping that bottom lane now. Park trying to keep it up out the wall on the high side. Big run 17.
you gotta think that 17's used a lot of tires up already on
yeah.
that high side, so he's not gonna be good. I don't think he'll be good very much longer if he keeps staying up high.
But what the outside does, Cody, it is just such a cheat code. You can spool the engine up longer, kind of make it the straightaway longer, and kind of get on the throttle earlier. And so this battle for a second between Harris and Cunningham, you'll see Harris will have an easier time defending on the high side. No matter how deep Connor drives it into the corner, Harris is going to have a big run here out of turn 2 just because he's already on the gas. Connor's still waiting to get on the gas. And you see that's how they are side by side down the back straightaway, even though Connor takes the much shorter way around.
Correct. And that high side will always be there. And the fact that they're doing battle right now and the high side is working, that's a good sign the tires are still good.
Absolutely. We're about halfway through the tire run, if you will. But I think even as the tires wear, that high side still will have its way. It'll just be harder to get to that high side, harder to run that high side as those tires wear as well. It'll be much more slippier, much more slippery, much more slippery. English is hard. Much more slippery on that high side.
Correct. And you also notice when the tires start to wear, the bottom is also hard to wrap around as well.
Yeah, but that's a whole other thing. You can't get the car to turn. You're using so much brake to get down there that it's almost not worth it. So you'll see everyone kind of gradually go up to the high side, but to see the disparity in the lanes, you're right, Cody. That's how you know the tires are still very much alive, especially in the 47 machine of Lane Doyle trying to get to the inside of Baldler. And now Doyle holds 6th. Excuse me. Baldler holds 5th. So I guess Doyle does hold 6th, but Baldler big run now trying to catch up to the 8 of Bo Brady. Big run here, big heave from the 47. Will he be able to close that gap now? Not able to do much with it there. Max Service did get up to the 9th position behind, and so Service trying to get back into this mix. So here, this is coming around. This is going to be 56 to go, technically, I guess, this time by the stripe. Jason Green out in front, and Jason Green has been absolutely dominant since he's gotten to that lead. 30 laps led, and not looking back. There's that 55 of Jason Green. Andrew Harris trying to make something happen. Right on board. But
he's
Harris
trying right now.
Yeah. Green with that clean air, Cody. He's just able to use any lane he'd like, and Harris has to kind of really play a particular role in the chaser here. You see Green, he's just taking so long to get to the bottom, and he can do that. He has that luxury. He can just put that car wherever he'd like.
Exactly. And then when you got... See, if I was Andrew Harris right now, I'd see how far my fuel is and stuff and my tires, and I'd go before the leader, just a couple laps maybe before him if you can, and then maybe he'll come back out and they'll... Yeah, English is hard for that. But basically, I'm just saying that maybe they'll get closer than they are now if this pit thing works.
So we shall see, but Jason Green able to put that car wherever he wants. At the 87 of Andrew Harris, he is painting the outside wall pretty much ever since the tires got to this point of the run. Also, you'll notice, Cody, that the group that was back here has all but split up here. Doyle and Baldler are still battling it out for about 5th position. but everyone else has very much found their little gap in the field, if you will, and have all kind of found their way. As the tires, this is well the second longest run of the day, but the field is much more spread out. Everyone's kind of much more knowledgeable of how the tires will react to this point of the run.
Right. So yeah, what's happening is Cunningham is trying to get by Andrew Harris, but it's not going to happen right now.
Andrew Harris there in the 87 machine trying to chase down Jason Green, the race leader, and he is under heavy attack, Andrew Harris is, from Connor Cunningham. In this battle for second, 51 laps to go in virtual Joliet, Illinois. And Harris is just he's gotten that line down mastered pretty much. We can even ride on board with the 87. You'll just see he's not even overstepping it now. Harris has kind of gotten that line down to a T.
He's so close to the wall. It's amazing to watch.
Big run now for Connor, but not able to get there. Not a whole lot he's able to do with that. Battling now, Doyle and Dan Park, Daniel Baldler. So Dan Park has inserted himself into this mix. Doyle trying to wrap that bottom still. At this point in the run, it's kind of not gonna happen, but you still have to try. You can't just sit there and sit behind, right? So, you know, what do you do if you're Lane Doyle, who just continues to make laps? Behind the 6 of Daniel Baldler. Oh, Dan Park pounds the wall down, and now a big run for Doyle. He's gotten beside Daniel Baldler. Now we're heads up racing into turn number 1. Doyle has the nose ahead, and he's cleared past the 6. All of a sudden, Lane Doyle's in the 5th.
That was an amazing pass. He did it with ease.
And so Lane Doyle now holding station in that 5th position. He can set his sights forward if Daniel Baldler will leave him be. Now Baldler has a big run on the 47. And to no avail there. This battle won't go away. Connor trying to find his way up to and past the 87 of Harris. Andrew Harris holding station in 2nd. Connor trying to wrap that bottom. You'll see Harris, he comes off the wall a little bit more, but Connor not able to get there yet. I wonder if Connor will try to run in the line or a little higher up the track, see if that does anything. But for now, it's still Harris holding station up top, Connor down low. Now this is the closest they've come. Connor trying to put his nose in there. They did get up alongside, and now pit stops now as Ben Park, there he is hitting the pit lane. And the 11 of David Davis. So this is about the halfway point. Let's see. The last time Ben Park pit was lap 43. Let's see here. Where Ben Park comes out. Ben Park down away at a 14.616. David Davis a 12.76. So
that's
the
actually a good pit stop.
Pit stops have been a brewing. Lap 43 was when everyone else is pitted. So Ben Park doing a little bit of a short pit. Here comes Joe Ruggles is in. Joe Ruggles coming to a stop there.
See, I think most of these guys that were in the back, their tires were just worn out, and I think they just wanted to pit early and see what they could do.
Sure thing. I'm with that. I would be remiss to say that it's not a it's definitely a viable strategy. Just not sure how it's going to play out when this track is just so abrasive on tires. So I mean, we shall see. Connor did get past Andrew Harris, by the way, and Andrew Harris has found a wall. And at 87, I wonder.
Close in right there.
I wonder if that's how Connor got past. So here comes the 8 of Bo Brady. Find his way past the 87. And Bo Brady's coming to pit lane.
And he was the one that was leading the lap set to start, so he might have a good strategy here right now.
You'll see, you are right that Bo Brady did lead 17 laps from the start of this race. He has not been able to get back up there. You'll see. Also in the pit lane is Troy Techmeyer. And now here they come. Jason Green, Andrew Harris is in. Lane Doyle is in. So now the pit stops are brewing. Jason Green gives the lead up to Connor Cunningham. He is in. Doyle and Harris are in as well. Harris a little long in the box. That might be detrimental to Harris's track position here. Here comes Connor. The race leader is in. Daniel Baldler now assumes the race lead from the 78. So Dan in the wave. There is Jason Green from Andrew Harris. And how about Ben Park on the racetrack? He's heads up racing with Jason Green here. Here we go. So Ben Park gets around Jason Green. Here's Connor Cunningham. Connor did get himself a lap lead in that 78 machine, so down and away is the 78. So there's Ben Park on the track. He'll be racing heads up with Connor. And he'll blow right past. So now 3 cars left to pit. That's the 6 of Daniel Baldler, the 81 of Max Service, and the 7 of Dan Park. So Max is there trying to take the lead away, and there's Dan. Dan also trying to see where he will get himself a lap lead. But Daniel Baldler leading this thing as Andrew Harris sets the fastest lap of the day at a 30.74.
It's go time now.
Certainly is. We await the pit stop still to come from Baldler. Service, and look at this. Max Service is going to get ran up on by Jason Green. Jason Green is going to go around. Jason Green to the front straightaway grass. Trying to avoid pit lane. And he'll hold on to it. But now battle now, look at this gaggle. Andrew Harris finds his way through. Max Service getting split by Bo Brady and Ben Park. Here comes Connor Cunningham. All on top of one another.
Oh!
Now, V8 of Bo Brady is going around. A caution's going to come out. Andrew Harris gets back onto the lead lap, and Cody, this changes everything. Andrew Harris is going to be able to stay out, and Andrew Harris has the opportunity to keep most of this field trapped 1 lap down.
And that matters a lot in this race and in general. I would not pit, and I would let them just stay a lap down.
Andrew Harris, he's on go time, trying to do that strategy. We'll take a quick look at what happened. We saw most of it live. We'll go back and see what happened for our second caution period of the day. It was Ben Park and Bo Brady getting together. Now, Ben had a very shallow entry trying to get around Mac's service, and they just kind of met. And it wasn't even that big of a hit or that big of a slide for Bo Brady. But what did happen there, Cody, is iRacing's detection detected a car going completely perpendicular to the racing surface, and iRacing felt the need to just throw the caution because, you know, there's a car sideways on the racetrack. So
right.
There's Baldler, there's Service, and there's Dan Park. We expected those three to pit. Andrew Harris getting on to the lead lap. Now, here's the interesting part. I don't know if he will be able to keep everyone a lap down. We shall see, because he is currently behind everybody. And so Connor was the lucky dog. Connor's the lucky dog. Does iRacing score everyone between the pace car and Andrew Harris a lap down and force them to go behind the 87? Or does it allow them to wave them around? We'll wait to see how the sim will dictate that. Daniel Baldler wins the race off pit road over Mac's service. Dan Park is getting some damage repairs on the pit lane.
He definitely needs to get those repaired.
So we shall see. There's a whole lot going on now. The pit lane is open to the cars that are one lap down. So anybody that's a lap down that pits here would be stuck a lap down. So everyone who's staying out now is trying to get the wave around. We'll see here as the sim will try to sort this one out. Looks like these guys are going to get waved around. And they will. So Lane Doyle, Ben Park, Bo Brady, Joe Ruggles, Troy Techmeyer. They're going to get waved around. But David Davis and Jason Green, now that's the real kicker here, is Jason Green is stuck a lap down here, Cody. Jason Green who's led 45 laps today.
So his strategy right now would be hope for a caution, then he can get his lap back.
Hope for the caution and don't beat a caution.
Exactly.
Plus, in all that, he still has to get ahead of the 11 machine.
With his race quickness, I think he'll be fine.
Right, but you know, now we're towards the end of this race, Cody. Everyone's going to be turning up the wick. We have made the last pit stop. The tires that you are on is the tires you're going to finish this race with, unless, of course, a slew of cautions come out. So
exactly.
Reset. It is Andrew Harris leading, Daniel Baldler, Mac's Service, Dan Park, Connor Cunningham, the iRacing.com safety vehicle finds its safety down the pit lane. The field in the hands of Andrew Harris. Green flag. Back in the air racing. Replay resumes from Chicagoland.
Now he's just holding on to it as everyone else behind him is trying to gather themselves up and make a plan.
One lap removed from the restart. It is Harris leading from Baldler's Service. Now Cunningham and Dan Park, and this is going to get messy real quick here. Everyone trying to find their way forward. This time by 30 laps to go as Cunningham pounds the wall down. Baldler now trying to get past Service. He does. Baldler now trying to find his way forward to the 87. Andrew Harris leads a hungry pack of cars. Baldler now sizing up the 87, trying to find his way forward. Now he has to contend with the 78 of Cunningham, trying to work his way forward on the inside. And they'll be side by side down the back straightaway. It's now Cunningham trying to wrap that bottom. Cunningham coming up the track. Baldler jumps out of the gas. By the way, Jason Green is in the thick of this, Cody, trying to get his lap back the hard way. But you got to be careful. You can't get involved in the crash. You're going to get your lap back if a caution does come out. So Green is playing with fire here, trying to get his lap back the hard way, but also trying to, you know, see if he can work his way forward, stay ahead of the 11. That's another thing the 55 trying to do. And now, battle for the lead. Harris about to get swallowed up here. Connor Cunningham trying to run that outside hard. They'll be side by side. Cunningham and Baldler for second they are. Harris continues to hold station out in front.
If these two keep battling side by side, oh, we're going 3. Okay.
Well, Baldler tried, but Baldler was not able to get down there, so the 3 wide will have to hold for a second. Connor all over the back end of the 87 now. They're trying to get 3 wide, and now looks like Baldler has a big send, but Andrew Harris is just able to really angle that car up.
Oh,
Cunningham
right
pounds the wall down. Cunningham will save it, but he now has the 55 of Jason Green behind, and now the 11 of David Davis has gone forward. So David Davis now has the lucky dog in the 11 machine. And so all of a sudden, what looked like a surefire lap back for the 55 of Jason Green is not so surefire as the 11 of David Davis wants to get his lap back the hard way. Oh,
and
big
he got
hit
it off the wall again.
Big hit for Cunningham. You stay green as the 78 is fading now.
He definitely has some kind of toe length damage or something, because you can't keep hitting the wall like that.
Baldler now under attack from the lapped car of David Davis. So David Davis now trying to unlap himself by overtaking the race leader. Davis now, oh, Max! Big moment there through the center of 3 and 4, able to save it, and the 11 pounds the wall down as well, trying to get himself up past the 6 of Daniel Baldler now. Baldler trying to fight back on the lapped car of David Davis.
The 11 has nothing to really gain other than wait for a caution. I would just not try to battle as hard as he is, but if he can get his lap back,
say that, but he's got the 55 right behind, and now the battle for the lucky dog is battling the battle for the race lead. David Davis trying to clear up in front of the 87. Jason Green is right there. Battle for the lead, battle for the lucky dog, all under a blanket here at Chicagoland.
What a battle these guys are all having.
And both drivers that were lapped are now in front of the 87 of Andrew Harris. And now Green parks the bus on the 87. Now where does Baldler go in all this mess?
I think he wants to stay on the bottom and just try and figure this out. But at the same time, you got very few laps to go, 23 laps or 22 now. So you can't really hold back anymore.
Well, now look at this. Davis and Green, they are battling big time now. Green around the outside. This is for the 11th position on the racetrack. But what this is doing is this is right in front of the leaders. And this is dictating who has the dirty air as Baldler, big send, Daniel Baldler trying to clear in front of the 87. And he does. Harris pounds the wall down. Big run now, Max Service, the lone Canadian in the field, trying to work himself up to second.
And he clears for now. Yeah, he clears.
So Max Service out in front of the 87 now. Harris, big run around the outside. Harris tries again on Max Service. Daniel Baldler catches up to the 2 lapped vehicles in Green and Davis. The Daytona race winner pounds the wall down right in front of the leader. Baldler's going to give a shot to the 11. Here comes the Iowa race winner trying to set his mark and try to get a win here at Chicagoland. Can Max go back to back for his first 2 wins on the season? With 21 laps to go, he is inserting himself into the mix for this battle for the win. Andrew Harris trying to make it happen on the top side. Daniel Baldler trying to hold station out in front, but he's got 2 lapped vehicles sitting on the nose of that 6 machine. How often is it the leader of this race does not have clean air?
Not often, and when you see this, and you got these 2 battling for Lucky Dog, they're not going to give an inch for the leader at all.
Big shove there for Baldler now as he works his way to the inside of the 11 of David Davis to try to put him 1 lap down. Side by side down the front straightaway. Baldler now caution on the speedway. Trouble, Bo Brady, the pole sitter, in trouble.
I'd like to see what happened there. Definitely didn't see that coming.
We'll get the opportunity to see what happened to the pole sitter of today's race. The 8 and the 78 battling it out for position here. Look at it here. There's Brady, pounds the wall down in front of Connor. So big run for Connor. They come up off of turn number 4. Connor pounds the wall and grabs the 8 for good measure as well. And so they both spin, and Connor careens off the track. Brady spins on the track. And that is what's going to bring out the caution for the 3rd time tonight.
Now, the strategy here would be go get tires and then battle this out. Now, did the leader lap that 11 car, or is 11 ahead of him at the caution?
I don't believe that the 11 was lapped, but if he was, he would be the lucky dog and get the lap back as it is. That's what happened there. So Connor needs to bring it down a little bit. He's been pounding that wall on corner exit all evening long. This time he's collected the 8 machine and brought out a yellow. Connor, I think, would like a little bit of a reset. Brady would as well. The field hits the pit lane. So everyone is coming to get tires except Jason Green and David Davis. So here we go. This is a race off of pit lane that we are watching here. So down and away, Baldler over Max Service, Andrew Harris, Lane Doyle, Bo Brady, Troy Techmeyer, Joe Ruggles. A race off the pit lane. There is the 55 of Jason Green, the 11 of David Davis, who have yet to pit today. But we're going to take a step aside and hear a quick message from our partners here at Speed Racing Network. Don't you go anywhere. The action continues on the far side of this break.
All right.
Welcome back, race fans, to the virtual Chicagoland Speedway. Round 3 of 12 on the Speed Race Network Steel Graphic and Design Series calendar from the Chicagoland Speedway. And getting ready for the restart here, it is Jason Green out in front, and the green flag is back in the air. Racing resumes from Chicagoland, 16 laps to go.
Watching that restart, the 8 is very aggressive right now. We'll see how he does in this field.
One lap removed from the restart now. Trouble back here. Everyone slamming into each other. Connor Cunningham, Dan Park trying to find their footing. The battle now for a second. Daniel Baldler has emerged as the leader. Andrew Harris now in the second. Doyle now trying to get himself into this mix from third. Jason Green in fourth with old tires, hanging tight. Bo Brady now and Connor Cunningham, big send now. And now Brady trying to hang on over the 11. And everyone trying to find their way past the 11 of David Davis. And now he's gonna fall like a rock here through the center of the rest of the field. Big run now, Checkmeyer dives down to the inside of the 11. Big run, Max Service all over the road now, and 3 wide. Here goes Ben Park alongside the 81. We're all gonna be on top of one another. Service clears the 8. Now pounds the wall down. 17 of Ben Park's gonna find his way through. Now Max Service in with some connectivity troubles. Here we go, battle for the lead. Harris trying to drive hard to the center of the corner. He'll be up alongside Daniel Baldler. 12 laps to go from Joliet. Who wants this win more? Andrew Harris, Daniel Baldler, side by side through turns 3 and 4. Longtime veterans of the series dueling it out here at Chicagoland, and don't forget about Lane Doyle.
Lane Doyle's loving this battle. He's just
wow! Andrew Harris closed the door on Daniel Baldler. And he slammed it in his face. Doyle now trying to high side, trying to find any momentum for that 47 machine, but Harris looks very strong now out in front with that clean air. Anything from Daniel Baldler here, 10 laps to go. That's gonna come out soon.
I'm curious about Boyle there in third. I just think he has something for these guys, so we'll see in the next 10 laps.
Whose car can come to life the quickest? Andrew Harris aided by that clean air. Harris now 9 laps to go. Heads Baldler and Doyle now. Big send. Doyle to the inside of the 6. Side by side down the back. Can Doyle hang tight there? And he will keep his nose in there. He'll send it again. Now, big send, trying to get to the inside of the 6. Near contact there between Baldler and Doyle. Doyle will file back in line. Baldler has to keep his eyes forward on the 87. Eight laps to go from Chicagoland.
You can definitely see Harris is watching in the mirror as well, just to kind of to air block a little bit too and cause some issues. But it's all working out right now.
Apologies for graphical issues. Here we go. 7 laps to go now. Doyle trying to get inside the 6 of Daniel Baldler. Harris holding station there in the center of the track. Baldler wrapping that white line, and Doyle won't go away in that 47.6 to go from Chicagoland. Does anyone have enough to get around the 87?
They're trying to figure it out, but I don't know. They're running out of time here, so if they can't close the gap and then figure out how to pass them, then they're just sitting ducks.
Five laps to go from Chicagoland. Harris has the clean air, has all the advantage in the world. Big battle going on here. Dan Park and Troy Techmeyer. Troy Techmeyer trying to get a top 5. How about the 32 of Troy Techmeyer? Long time SRN driver. Trying to get one of his best finishes in SRN. 4 to go. Harris leads now, opening up near 0.3 of a second over Daniel Baldler. Doyle in third. The battle now, Max Service and Joe Ruggles battling for the 8th position. And Service clears Joe Ruggles. This time by will be 3 laps to go. Andrew Harris has done everything right to this point. For Andrew Harris, he started this race from the 6th position. He worked his way forward. He stole the lead away from Bo Brady. And when it looked like Harris had the lead stolen away from him, he stayed in it. He kept himself alive and well in this race to have a go at it when it mattered most. Late race chaos has given us this opportunity now with 2 laps to go, 3 miles to settle it. Here from the Chicagoland Speedway for Harris, the deficit behind growing larger. And the 6 behind the 87 getting smaller out the rear view mirror. The penultimate time through turns 3 and 4 for Andrew Harris. 1 lap to go here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Andrew Harris leads by 0.4 of a second over Daniel Baldler. This one's been a long time coming for the 87 of Andrew Harris. A much needed win for Andrew Harris to set himself up as a serious title contender this season. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Andrew Harris has played all his cards right. And Andrew Harris is going to win here at Chicagoland.
Congrats to Andrew Harris.
Big win for Andrew Harris tonight. He led 44 laps. A third of this race in control of the 87 machine. Look at that, everyone coming up to congratulate the 87 there of Andrew Harris. Andrew Harris, all of a reason to celebrate here.
And he's doing wicked burnouts right now. he deserves that after that race.
They're trying to find traction. He took all the front straightaway grass. Fell V87 forward once again after that high energy reverse victory lap. V87. So Andrew Harris and he finally will go ahead and blow that motor up for the 87 of Andrew Harris. A hard fought victory. And we will have the opportunity to talk to driver of the number 87 in Andrew Harris. And Andrew, what a drive tonight. You lead over a third of the laps tonight, and this 87 car looked strong from green to checker. But how about you, Andrew? What do you have to say about this victory tonight?
Yeah, that race was awesome. I think that the second to last caution, when Daniel and Max got out there, they had like 5 laps fresher tires, and I was like, well, there goes this race. That late caution came out and kind of saved my butt there. So otherwise it was an awesome race. Glad to get to run up there 1-2 with Daniel. So I say things went pretty well.
It certainly seemed like it did tonight for the 87 of Andrew Harris. Andrew, this is very early in the season. Now, third race of the season, getting yourself that much important win. I know you wanted it last week at Iowa, but tonight we'll do for the 87. Going forward now this season, a very short season, only 12 races. Does the outlook change at all, or does your racing mindset change at all with this victory now in your pocket?
Well, I can't remember. Is this like winning in on the playoffs?
Goodness, I would have to follow up with you on that as well.
Yeah, I can't remember, but if it is, that's awesome. That'll make the rest of the season a little bit easier. But just the momentum wise, like you said, I wanted to do something there at Iowa, but hats off to Max. Holy, he was fast. But this track kind of plays more into my strengths, which it worked out. And I went from sideways. I think I was sideways there in the race some point. So to go from that to winning is pretty cool.
Absolutely, Andrew. Looks like it was a fun one for you out there tonight. Getting that first win, very much important. Coming up next then is Rockingham. What say you about your chances at the Rock?
I love them in the trucks. I've never been there in Xfinity, so it'll be really interesting to see how that one goes. I don't think that I will be very fast. I'll put it that way.
Well, we shall then see. For Andrew Harris, congratulations on your first win this season in that 87 machine, and best luck to you going forward at the Rock, man.
Yeah, absolutely. First, I'd like to thank obviously JBR for bringing me on the team. My teammates over there, Balder and Jason and Matt Greathouse, and then Steel Graphic Designs for making this awesome paint. Or actually, I think it's Steel Graphic Design. They make awesome paint scheme, but I think JB put this paint scheme for me together, and obviously you guys doing this and my wife for letting me do this.
Absolutely, Andrew. Well, once again, congratulations on the victory tonight here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Best luck to you going forward to Rockingham.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
That was driver of the number 87 hour race winner, then of Andrew Harris. We will speak to the other side of that very spirited battle to the checkers there. Daniel Baldler, you gave it your heart today to try to get that victory tonight here at Chicagoland. What more could you have done differently?
Probably would have helped out if I didn't have to defend the 47 there. Probably could have laid off a little bit and tried to save a little on Andrew, but all in all, it worked out pretty good.
Seems like it for you, Daniel. Getting that second place finish, another strong run for the 6 machine. Trying to piece it together here to start the season. Very short season. What's your outlook here? Now you got yourself a second place in your pocket. As you look over the short season, kind of running the full schedule. For the 6 machine, what's I'm sure the goal is to win, but what's ultimately what you're trying to get out of the season?
I think mainly just stacking some good finishes here and getting back in the swing of things, because I haven't even been on and racing a whole lot in the last almost 2 years. So just kind of trying to get back and settled in a groove and hopefully figure it out by the time the playoffs start. So that would be the most ideal thing for me.
Absolutely. And for you, Daniel, coming up next is Rockingham. And I know you said it's been a little bit since you've been on the sim, but what say you? This car at the Rocket is quite the combination. But maybe does it fill your driving style a little bit? In that 6 machine, kind of able to get after with all those bumps.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't have a whole lot of laps in anything at Rockingham on here. I think I had one season racing that we raced at Rockingham. I don't even remember how well we did, but yeah, probably just need to try to get some laps. And I feel like with the longer races like we're running, gives you a little bit of time to try to figure some things out in the beginning of the race, as long as you can kind of hold on and stay in touch, and then maybe at the end try to mount a little bit of a charge.
Absolutely, Daniel. Well, congratulations on your second place finish tonight here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Let's look to you next time out at Rockingham, Daniel.
Thank you, guys.
That was our second place finisher, driver of the number 6 in Daniel Baldler. And looking around, not seeing the 47 of Lane Doyle come around. So we looks like that will be doing it for post-race interviews. At this point, of course, if Lane does pop in before we get to the conclusion of the broadcast this evening, we'll go ahead and bring him on up, and we'll talk about how he did today. But as far as that goes for tonight's race, that is how the top 2 feel about it. Here's how everyone came to the checkers. And so it was Andrew Harris, the race winner tonight here in that 87 machine from Chicagoland Speedway. Daniel Baldler finishes second. Lane Doyle then in third in a very spirited battle. They were battling hard coming to the checkers. Doyle and Cunningham. Techmeyer finishes fifth. Nice top 5 for the 32 machine. Dan Park finishes 6th, right ahead of brother Ben in 7th. Max Service will finish in the 8th position in that 81 machine. Joe Ruggles will P9. Jason Green will round out the top 10. David Davis will finish 11th. Bo Brady in 12th. And the only 2 retirements from today's race, Kyle Johnson and Robert Richardson, 13th and 14th. Both 83 laps down, respectively. So that is how things come to a conclusion here tonight from the Chicagoland Speedway. Quick recap on how things did tonight. I'm not bringing it up there, but certainly a fun run tonight here at the Chicagoland Speedway. And so it is
Lane Doyle's there.
Oh, there. Oh, we'll get Lane Doyle. Well, there it is. But Andrew Harris wins tonight. 3 cautions for 10 laps this evening with 7 leaching. Just not a bad day. And we'll take the chance now to bring in our third place finisher, driver of the number 47 in Lane Doyle. And Lane, a hard-fought battle there with Connor Cunningham coming to the checkers. First of all, what's thinking on that battle, and then about your run today, coming from the 9th starting position today to finish 3rd?
Oh man, that was a blast. Had to run from the back to the front a few too many times. If I could have stayed just up front, that would have been lovely. But of course, I had to make some mistakes on pit road, or the pit cycles didn't fall. The caution did not fall where I wanted it to. So it happens. You make up for it on track, and we did a few times. That was fun.
Looked like the racing out there was very crazy. As the tires aged, everyone was still very much well within striking distance of one another up until maybe the very end of the run. But even then, how would you say that the car and the tire kind of evolved over the course of the race? That very abrasive surface, and how did it play into your hands? As I think these kinds of races do both well for you in that 47.
Yes, these abrasive tracks are always really good for me. I see on the broadcast right now me getting into the wall. So that's me running the high line. Usually that's where I like to run, but on this track, not quite. The low line, hugging the white line, or as my teammates called it, the Harvick line, was the way to go tonight. And yeah, on the long runs, I felt my car come to life. I was pulling, had a great battle with Daniel for multiple times during this race. We always seem to find each other and race each other hard. We were just talking about it in the broadcast waiting room. It was a good battle, aggressive moves, but nothing, no harm, no foul type racing. So, I could always go for more abrasive tracks in the future.
As we see descend here, this is actually our first look at that very, very tight battle between you and Connor coming to the checkers. Coming up next for you, Lane, is Rockingham. I believe you do have a winner. You actually might have been our last winner, if I'm remembering correctly, at Rockingham. But Lane, I would imagine a very good track for you. How are you feeling as we head to the Rock?
I'm always excited for the Rockingham. I did win it last year, so there's pressure there, but it's always been a good track for me. Very, very curious, because I think it's been repaved, and I think that got scanned into iRacing, so I'm wondering how that's going to affect things. But if it still drives like the old Rockingham, even slightly, I'm sure I'll find pace and I'll enjoy myself.
Absolutely. So it looks like it was a photo finish between you two coming to the checkers, so we'll see it there. But Lane, it was you who got third tonight here at Chicagoland. Congratulations on the podium finish tonight, and best luck to you going forward to Rockingham. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, sorry about making you guys wait. I thought it was just the top two that got interviewed, so my PR person had to come and grab me real quick. So thank you for waiting.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure to talk to Lane Doyle and our third place finisher tonight here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Any final thoughts, Cody, before we wrap things up here from Chi-Town?
I think it was a really hard fought battle tonight, and I can't wait for Rockingham, because Rockingham is a really great track to race on, and I can't wait to see what these guys can do there.
Absolutely. Should be a blast at the Rock. I will not be here for next week's show at Rockingham, but Jonathan Byer will be stepping into the production role just as he did over the summer. I believe Cody will be joining him then at the Rock, and that should be a fun show for sure. But as we've crossed into the second quarter of this season with the completion of race number 3 of 12 tonight here for the Chicagoland Speedway, it was quite the blast. Very much a fun race. Loved the tire degradation and the multiple lanes and even lapped cars pushing through the lead lap cars and having their say. All seemed like a very, very much fun run to the checkers tonight. I want to give a shout out to all of our partners here at Speed Race Network. Of course, a shout out to Zozo's Miniatures. Zozo's Miniatures is a home-based hobby and craft business that brings the small world to the big stage. With handcrafted, homemade to scale items such as fully furnished dollhouses for display or play, dollhouse kits from base level to ready to furnish houses, dollhouse furnishings, custom jewelry, 3D printing services, laser cutting and etching services, and custom seasonal decor. You can check them out and feel free to drop a message for any special inquiries at zozominiatures.etsy.com and their Instagram. Make sure to use offer code iRacing for 20% off of your Zozo Miniatures purchase. ThermoPro produces the best wireless meat thermometers and digital hygrometers for household use. Before establishing their brand, ThermoPro supplied some of the largest brands you see on the market today, working behind the scenes as the manufacturer. Now, providing customers with top quality products at very competitive prices without sacrificing functionality or quality. Make sure you use code ThermoProTeam to save 15% off of your order. Admin Box is built by iRacers for iRacers with the goal to make race control as easy as possible. Each Admin Box connects via USB and features pre-programmed commands for race control, driver function, and pit options. It has LED backlighting to make the buttons highly visible in any situation. Make sure you use code SRN-BOX, that's BOXX, to save 10% on your Admin Box order. And Premier Racing Setups is the longest running setup shop on iRacing. Established in 2016, they offer many different options to help take your sim racing career to the highest levels of iRacing with over 50,000 customers worldwide. They have got the tools you need to compete with the best sim racers iRacing has to offer. Make sure you use code SpeedNetwork15 to save 15% on your Premier Racing Setups order. And so that is how it'll do for us here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Of course, check out all of our social media outlets. The Facebook page at facebook.com/Speed Racing Network, the X page at Speed Racing Net, the Instagram at instagram.com/Speed Racing Network or at Speed Racing Network, the LinkedIn at linkedin.com/company/Speed Racing Network, and of course the website we can keep up with all things SRN in terms of news, schedules, points, and the like is waiting for you at speedracingnetwork.com. So it was very much a fun show tonight here from the Chicagoland Speedway. Very much to see it, very glad to see it back on the American Stock Car Racing calendar for 2026, and very glad it made an appearance tonight here in SRN competition. And so as far as for us, that'll do it for us here from the Windy City. Thank you all so much for tuning in and joining us for tonight's action, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. Join us for next Tuesday night's outing to the Rock as the Steel Graphic and Design Series heads to the Rockingham Speedway for round 4 of 12 on the season. For all at Speed Racing Network, Cody and myself, Emerson Arden, thank you all so much for watching.